Milord, and today I am joined by my lovely co-host Rainisha Gale and our special guest speaker Yuri the Fury.
What's up, guys?
Yay! So today we're going to be talking about how to make money online, but not just online. Yuri and I actually had a conversation, I think it was like last week, where we said it takes 7 streams of income in order to be a billionaire, right? And Yuri here is trying to tap into as many as he can. Yuri is an expert in forex, crypto, Bitcoin, network marketing, affiliate marketing, and having your own subscription based business. Yes. So you see how so
Your name's
Yuri,
like five.
go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I am Yuri the Fury, the owner and CEO of Furious Snipers LLC. Yeah, I own several educational businesses. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. I'm an IT professional as well. I build software. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for joining us, of course.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yuri actually has a 9 to 5 as well as doing his own entrepreneurship. Can you tell us how you balance your life?
I have no life. It's I'm still struggling, but thank God for my wife over there. I got a little baby girl. She's like 11 months, not even 11 months yet. So that's hard, but it's important to in your business to my whole biggest thing is I'm trying to get out of 9 to 5. Now, I am a lucky person whose 9 to 5 usually involves a lot of travel. But Monday through Thursday, I go fly to a different state, different country, and meet new people and stuff. But with the pandemic and all, I can work remotely because I'm in IT. We just work on the cloud now. Our software, we build our software at home. So I am just managing the time where you have to put it somewhere on paper. Like, okay, so from 9 to 11. I do my trading from, let's say, 11 to 6. I work my 9 to 5. Then, have to eat. Have to eat at some point, probably at my desk while I'm working. Unfortunately, let's say then you go to the gym. Then I have my 2 or 3 mentorship calls with the students, and then go on the chart. Then spend last 2 hours of my day with my family, and that's it. Or something like this. And then there could be ground rules like, okay, no business talk or anything on the weekend. That's family time. Or if you're trying to manage 2 jobs, like, put that aside on a good note, leave somewhere where you can pick up and then do something else during a certain day. Sunday is like fun day, so you just, go crazy if that's what you do. I don't know. So that's one way to manage things.
Okay. Very hectic life we see. Only 2 hours for family time. I know your wife might be like, come
Uh,
on.
no, weekends are off limits. I literally go off the grid, turn off my phone, no matter how many messages or anything, and like all Saturday and Sunday until like 12, it's only family. I don't talk about work, don't talk about business, talk about anything.
That's good. You have a
It's,
balance. Go ahead.
no, that's good. And I'm trying with myself to learn to do that. So what I've started doing myself is like putting the phone down, so nobody really gets me on the weekend. Because you find yourself when you're in this rat race hustle, working all the time and never having time for your family, and that's when it sucks. Because you wake up and you're like, oh my goodness, my baby's walking and talking, and I didn't see it happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Or
Yeah,
just time for
yeah,
yourself. Sit in silence for a moment, right?
yeah. It's also important, like, to organize your life in general, help you with everything. From, and it's cliche, but from making your bed in the morning, get up, structure your day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, can you talk to us a little bit about your IT, your 9 to 5? You build your own software?
Yeah, well, I work for Pegasystems. It's a giant company in business process management and customer relationship management sphere. So it's like Salesforce, IBM, like they have similar products. So it's not very famous among like regular people because they're so giant. They used to only sell to Fortune 500 companies. Now they're extending it, but I think the cheapest project is $1 million, like the very cheapest that you can find. I mean, the amounts of money they charge for 1 hour of my time is insane. So it's like, because we build it so fast. So imagine, let's say, customer service, right? So imagine, like, for some reason something's not working. You call the customer service, and I don't know what company you had a bad experience, but everyone has that company. You call, and then they place you on wait. Dial 1 to get there, dial 2 to get there. Okay, and then you wait and wait and wait, and they're like, okay, before we speak with you, could you verify your last 4 digits of social security? Could you tell us your address? Could you tell, like, you go through all this crap, and then you get a person on the phone, and they again tells you, just for security purposes, can you please, and you're like, okay. By the time you get through all the questions, you forgot what you called for. Like, it's frustrating. And so what our company, for instance, like on one example in any industry, because we like control a bunch of industries, but does is they create an AI robot that as soon as your phone comes in, if you're an existing customer, it pulls out everything, your last conversation, the intent, your mood, everything. And it guides the customer service agent with the questions, okay, is this so-and-so? If not, can I speak to so-and-so? So he gives you like permission to speak. If not, if it's you, how can I help you today? And he says, okay, well, I want to pay my bill. You click on the little task, pay your bill, boom, it documents everything you've done. The conversation takes 10 minutes, everyone's happy. And then if it's like awesome, it will also pull up your credit, everything on there, and says, okay, well, you're eligible for this new upgrade, would you like it, or something. So it's not just stupid upselling or something, and you actually get your problem resolved. So, and we build it in like up to 3 months. In 3 months, it's to build software. So they'll say, hey, Verizon, pay us $20 million. We'll build it in 3 months and train your people in the next 3 months, and you'll be fully functional with all support and all that stuff. Or you can go with IBM. They'll build it for the next 2 years, but you'll only pay $5 million. So now you have a choice as a company, right? So.
Wow. Has being in IT, has that helped you at all understanding the forex and the cryptocurrency?
No.
Why would you?
I'll tell you what helped me.
Okay.
Well, okay. So because what people have an idea about what forex is, which is also, it's very simple. It's an exchange of currency, one currency for the other currency. Boom. Except for you do it on a large macro scale with lots of money, because broker gives you leverage and you're able to do it. But most people understand it as, okay, you got to look for patterns, and patterns repeat themselves, but they do, but not in the sense that you can search in Google and find some kind of triangle that repeats itself. Like that's what they want you to do. It's bogus. But we're not going to get in deep into that. But the IT, in a way, it does help because it's a problem solving. So I think of markets as a puzzle. Once you solve the puzzle, you got the whole picture. Once the whole picture, it's like you have a map to the treasure. You just walk the map.
Okay.
Yeah, Treasure Island. If you put all the pieces together and you understand what the story the markets are telling you, which are, by the way, controlled by the big banks. That's who has the money, not me and you. So once you understand all of that and how money flows, then you're like, oh, that's where people are gonna cry. All right, awesome. This is why they did this. Great. This is where I get in. And then it's like, you might be wrong by a little bit or whatever, so you adjust your aim. That's why we call the snipers. But overall, you're able to essentially get in the market at the very low, or almost at the very low and at the very top, and profit either which way with forex. So, but with IT, because it's a problem-solving type of job, you need to solve some kind of problem with a customer. Here, you're also solving a problem for yourself, just figuring out a puzzle. In that sense, it helps.
And so you said there was something that did help you. What is that thing?
Mhm. Being a professional poker player for 20 years.
Really?
Professional. Look at me. See.
Listen, I'm waiting because I have a bunch of questions for you. But go ahead.
Well, it's because my first thing when a new student signs up is I said, there's two things you need to understand. One, you will lose money. That's the only way you learn. It's kind of like a little baby going to the fire and says, hey, can I put my finger here, or until you get burnt, you're not, or on the stove, until you get burnt, you're not going to understand. No matter how many times I tell you, it's hot, don't touch it. Okay, great. So
Exactly.
so that's how you learn. So that's number one. And number two, you have to learn how to manage your risk and accept it as a given. So I lose all the time. I do. It's the amount that I lose comparing to the amount of win that matters. So if in a given week I lose 7 trades at 1%, but then I win 2 trades, each one 20%, I am still, up for the week.
Makes sense.
Right? I am still 33% up. How many percent can you go up while your money is in the bank? 0.00001 in a week or something?
Exactly.
Like, it's
True.
so Warren Buffett is the best investor in the world. His income is 25% on his portfolio a year. I make 33 in a week. Do I lose though? Yes, constantly. But I understand that it's okay. It's fine. Because when I win, it will make up for all of these losses, and it will happen because there's money moving every single day.
Yeah.
There's lots of turns to take.
And that's a mindset. That's a mindset tip right there. You can also use that in life. Also, I'm gonna lose, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna win.
Well, people are emotional human beings, right? And markets are driven, I don't care who you are and what you learn. Markets are driven only by 2 emotions, fear and greed. That's the reason the money flows. You either can't wait and you're impatient, or you're impatient because you're afraid you're gonna miss something. You're gonna miss a trade and it's gonna go away without you. So you get into the market too fast or too late. Either you're in front of the train or you're chasing the train. Where I teach people to get on the train when it comes to a stop. That's the difference. And because it's fear and greed, the next thing that I teach, like I'm telling you, psychology is like 90% of the markets. 10% is knowledge of how to actually measure stuff, and confidence. But you need to get confident to become completely emotionless, right? Because here's the thing, the first time you win, it's like, holy crap, yay, this is easy. I'm gonna be making a living. I'm gonna start, retire my parents and stuff. And it gets in your head this euphoria. Oh my God, this amazing feeling. But then when you lose, the crazier it was for you, the more you celebrate, the more you're gonna be devastated when you lose. And I am more like, okay, how's my ratio going? Oh, it's going. Good. Awesome. We won this trade. Great. Next one. Can we win this one? And then at the end of the week, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do that good. Or holy crap, I just doubled my account. So like that disconnect is hard to teach, and the only way you get there is by, well, let's be honest, blowing a couple of accounts. Hopefully they were $100 accounts, not 250,000 accounts. But you'll learn.
And for those of you who don't know, Yuri actually has his own subscription-based business where he actually will teach you how to trade. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely shoot me a DM on any social media platform and I will connect you with Yuri. So let's get into some of these questions. Renisha, do you want to start us off?
So on your subscription-based services that you have, my question is, are you helping as far as assisting the clients in trading, or what type of services do you order with that subscription?
So currently, we don't offer super basics, right? For two reasons. One, I'm also, as she mentioned at the beginning, Alex mentioned in the beginning, I'm also part of a network marketing company called I Am Academy, where it's laid out from like, I don't know what forex is, to okay, I wanna make some money. I understand everything. So it's basically A to Z done in classes in short videos of 15, 20 minutes. Academy, plus you have access to a bunch of live educators like me, and you have bunch of products in there that can give you signals that while you're learning you can just take and copy and trade and place and hopefully win, whose ratios are anywhere between 60 and 85% success. I don't recommend doing that because it will make you like, you know, you that saying that you feed a man he'll eat for a day, but you teach him how to fish and he'll fish for the rest of his life. Yeah. So that's my whole theory here. But I don't teach the basics, right? You can also go to babypips.com and learn the basics for free, or go to YouTube. There's a gazillion and ton of information there. Now, I wouldn't go too far into learning. I'm just saying basics, right? What's a candle? What's an opening price and closing price? What's a trend? What's a support and resistance? Like very, very basics of any markets. Doesn't matter if it's stocks or forex. It's all the same. It doesn't matter the security. You can trade coffee and orange juice for all I care. But what we offer for the services is advanced mentorship. So once you know the basics, we actually tell you how the real markets move. How everything, unfortunately, in our daily lives, and I'm not going to go towards politics and rabbit hole, but everything in life, mark my words, economy, politics, religion, race, everything is manipulated. Okay, everything. If you think media is not manipulated, well, you know, then what's the matrix? What's you're blue pill, right? I'm red pilling the masses. So we're actually explain how the reason you were losing learning the basics, if you decided to trade just with that, is two things. One, no risk management discipline, and two, because it was set up to make you lose. 96% fail because of that. Because what you see in one place is the same market that I see, the same thing that people in Africa see. Everyone sees the same thing, and everybody, if it was so easy, hey, look, this is some kind of head and shoulders pattern or a double top, let's sell here. Everyone learned that, so why is nobody a millionaire? Like, if it was that easy? Because it doesn't work that way in real life. Sometimes it does, very rarely, because it has to, otherwise nobody would be attracted to it, which is why people that so-called gurus and teachers cherry pick examples and show you when it works, so that you're like, oh, this is pretty easy. So we actually lecture, we have recorded videos, and on top of it, we live trade Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursday mornings. So every day, it's a free call. I go on live, and we analyze the markets together. We actually show why I want to take a trade here, why I want to take a trade. Then I share those signals so people can, as I call feeding the family, they can eat. And then you don't have to log in. All the videos are recorded no matter what it is. Also, when you sign up, we give, for now, which is why I'm so busy, like the one-on-one mentorship only one time with me and my partner. So we can actually gauge where you stand in your trading journey and figure out what to help you with most. We have different calls on mindset. We have different calls on networking, and we have different calls yet still on Friday evenings for Q&A for anything. It's called free for all call, so everything. Plus we have public webinar on a Sunday that's streamed on Facebook kind of like you're streaming on YouTube. So yeah, all of that right now has a laughable peanuts price, which I'm thinking of increasing like 20 times over. But for now, it's super cheap, and that's all I was
How
gonna
much
say.
is it? Go ahead and tell us the price.
The price is, if you're part of that I Am Academy under us, it's completely free. If you're, but you have to pay for I Am Academy, and they pay us. That's how network marketing thing works. But if you're part of our family in I Am Academy, you have full access to everything and my mentors, and it's free. If you're not, or if you're part of someone else's team in I Am Academy, it's $50 a month with commitment for 12 months. If you're just joining me and you don't want to join any network marketing stuff and you just want to learn from our family, our Furious Snipers family, it's $75 a month. That's it, $75 a month with commitment for 12 months, or $750 one-time lifetime membership.
Now, you mentioned I Am, which last week, because I didn't want to tell the story while we were on this episode, last week I did give a little bit of my experience with I Am. Do you require your sign-ups to recruit? Is that your main thing, or is your main thing learning the trade?
The whole reason Furious Snipers exist is because of mine and Ryan's experience with I Am, negative experience with I Am. I will never require you to build unless you want to. If you reach out to me and say, hey, help me build, or I want to build, then I'll tell you how to. But the only thing I would do is for you is try to help you get 2 and 3. That's it. Reason being, when you get 2, you don't have to pay anything to I Am either. So that's just in your interest. Then everything's free for you, if you bring 2 people. But if you don't want to do that, you're not going to hear a word from me. I don't care if you build, right? Because our whole thing was, we were so disgusted, like, okay, full disclosure. When I started in my journey, I had the worst thing happen to me that could possibly happen, and that is, I built my account. I started winning like crazy the first 5 months. I built a tiny 3-figure account, 4-figure account, into a 6-figure account in 5 months. And then I blew it all in the next month. Now, when I blew it all, I was already building a team. I didn't only blow my account, but I blew everyone's account because they were taking trades from me. So I came to my upline at the time and I said, look, he shall remain undisclosed. But I said, bro, like, I can't do this. Like, I want to learn myself before I can teach. I'm not going to build, right? And he told me, you don't have to eat at McDonald's to serve their burgers. Yeah. And at that moment, I can't cuss on this stream, but at that moment, I really wanted to punch him. Let's just say that. But his wife was right next to him. I didn't want to do anything stupid. She was pregnant too. So anyway, but that was the camel, the straw that broke the camel's back. And I met up with Ryan, and we got into we found out the truth of how really markets work from another mentor. And then we got together and say, hey, why don't we change I Am's culture and turn it upside down? We're going to teach people how to trade. And then if I help you 5x your account in a relatively short amount of time, then you don't need, or even better, what we're doing now is help people get sponsored for a 6-figure account with FTMO, which is not a topic. But we get you sponsored with a $100,000 account. You start making money, cashing out $5,000 every week. Wow. Now, I think you would be grateful if I taught you the skill that's going to feed you for a lifetime. Now let's ask him to build. Now let's ask him to bring more people so they can teach other people, and we can teach, and we can all grow as a family. That was the whole idea for Furious Snipers. So if you join under us, there's no building unless you want to. Yeah.
Absolutely agree. I totally agree. And let me tell you, Yuri's platform grows exponentially on a daily basis. It's that good. All right. So, um, you do stocks, you do crypto, and you do forex, and you also do Bitcoin as well, right? Can you explain a little bit? Can you explain?
I can tell you what with Bitcoin. I
Can you
stay away for the most part, but yes.
can you explain to us cryptocurrency?
So, okay, so cryptocurrency is a way for the people to get away from the um, money system that we have in the world. It was originally created for dark web to sell guns on the black market. Then evolution of it came to online gambling, like poker sites online, because so behind cryptocurrency there is decentralized network, right? And so it allows the transaction to bounce to different servers, if you will. Now these different servers, they solve really complex problems, and it eliminates the need for a middleman, which is the whole American debt system with credit cards, right? Because if you're a vendor with a credit card, the Visa will charge you 2.2% for themselves and stuff if somebody pays you with a credit card. Here, not only you can send the money peer to peer, it's untraceable and secure 100%, and nobody can, say anything. And the way it works, in layman's terms, is it sends out a task. Like, for instance, have you seen CAPTCHA, right? When you when you're on logging in somewhere and it asks you reCAPTCHA, like, can you please type in the symbols you see to make sure you're not a robot?
Yeah.
You've seen that, right? So that's a simple task a human can do. What if it was like rocket science, super hard problem? You couldn't solve it, right? And what if I split the problem into little pieces, right? And I gave pieces to different computers. The computers with the graphics cards have, they heat up and they take electricity energy to run, but they solve these problems. When the problem is solved, it sends back a link from a chain, right? Therefore, blockchain. There is so many links in one block that creates a blockchain. When the block is complete and you get a bunch of confirmations, now the problem is solved, the transaction is valid, and the person receives the money at the other end. Now, how fast? It's anywhere between 1 hour to 24 hours. It depends on the complexity of the problem and the number of confirmations needed. The number of confirmations increases with the amount that you're sending, because you don't want it to be like 3 confirmations if you're sending $40,000. But if you're sending only 500, 3 probably enough. Okay, that's like the simplest way I can explain cryptocurrency. And then you can exchange it through the broker the same way you do currency through the forex online broker. So you can actually do it simultaneously. But to fund your account and invest in it when you buy Bitcoin and stuff, it's this complex process.
So
but it's streamlined, so it's cool because nobody, and the biggest thing is they will find a way, but government can't trace it. And so what do people do? Hide it. They hide the money because you don't have to pay taxes on something that's untraceable.
Yeah. Okay, so can you you can trade crypto essentially then?
Yeah.
And so, since crypto, from what I understand, is its own currency, can you use it to like go to the store and buy something?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, because here's the thing. There's a lot of scam cryptocurrency that came out for different things, and I think the biggest one was like in Russia, it was like buying groceries with some kind of, I don't know, potato coin, or I don't know what it was. But then what ended up is this coin accumulated, and then it was a Ponzi scheme because they just took all the money and left. But it was something to do with like, because you can generate a coin solving different problems. So it was like, okay, why don't we actually tell you where this tomato, which farm it came from which section, if people are interested in that, especially like people that only eat organic and blah blah blah. So, but not yet. You can buy stuff online though already. In many sites, you can send money online, but for the most part, it's like I said, it was created for guns. So you can use it as payment in forex, for instance. If you want to fund your account, you can put some money into Bitcoin, use that Bitcoin to fund the account, and on top of it, they offer you incentives. Meaning, like if you deposit with Bitcoin, they'll give you 15% extra into your account because guess what? It's untraceable. So they don't have to pay the fee if you pay with a credit card or send a check or whatever. So they prefer it to entice you to fund the account with Bitcoin. They'll give you some bonus.
Understood. What is the difference between Bitcoin and crypto?
Well, Bitcoin is like the mother that started all. Bitcoin is just the largest coin. So think about Amazon is one of the largest companies. So their stock costs $3,000. Bitcoin is the most expensive, the biggest, the most traded, if you will, the most used cryptocurrency that was the founder of it all. So cryptocurrency is a bunch of different currencies that are used for a gazillion different things. Like cannabis, they have their own coin.
So basically with the crypto coins, they have different levels. So like you said, it could be for cannabis. They have their own specific coins.
They don't have to. I mean, you can. Yeah, but they do. They try to. That's there's probably I don't know how many now, 1,600 different cryptocurrencies,
Okay.
but most of them are so tiny that they're like penny stocks. They're just
So they're not
super-
the big boy like the Bitcoin is.
Right. So the whole market cap, I think, is like 320 billion for the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin is like 290 of it, or something. I don't quote me on that. I don't know, 220. Like, we can look it up. But
Yeah, definitely. But I know Bitcoin is definitely, everybody's running to Bitcoin.
yeah. But
But you
Once
wouldn't
again-
use trading in that too much, would you?
through forex broker, yes. Through just like this, I would rather wait for the crash and buy and hold, because what happens is during pandemics and other weird things, what is happening right now, but it's about to be over, is the big banks, they dump. So when the pandemic actually happened, if you remember, the stock market crashed, right? So what they do when the stock market crashes is they pump the dollar up and they pour a bunch of money into the dollar because stocks are crashing. Then they lower the interest rates, which the Federal Reserve lowered all the way to zero, and print money off thin air, which is go back into debt, and give stimulus out of the money that doesn't exist, all that stuff, wave checks in front of people. All that stuff is done to pump up the dollar out of thin air. And then what happens is when the pandemic scare is done and people come back to work, they pour money back into stocks and dump the dollar, which is when the economy crashes. The stock market precedes the economy crash by about 6 to 8 months usually. So our stock market crashed and everybody's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Nobody felt it. But the real damage happens later.
Okay.
And in this case, my big belief is going to be student loan debts. Last time it was the real estate market crash. This time it's going to be student loan debts.
Student
What?
loan debts that can't be paid. What do you mean?
Well, because they're telling you right now, you can defer it, don't pay it, where are they going to find money? Then the interest will start going up.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so in the same way where a lot of people lost their homes because they weren't be able to pay the student loan debt, it's going to rise because they're not able to pay.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, because everybody keeps thinking that the real estate market is going to crash like it did
Yeah.
the last time, but it's really not. It's not doing that.
It's actually moving pretty good.
No, it's in Nasdaq's all-time high. S&P is equal to all-time high, and big old Dow Jones is gonna catch up very soon.
So yes, I do notice that the stock markets and the real estate, they all kind of work within the same way, but I have no clue about stocks. Can you explain?
So this is what I wanted to talk about. Like, so we're talking here on the stream about, I guess, different sources of wealth. And people come to me all the time. It's like, you don't understand, bro. Like, can you teach me for free? I'll pay you later. I'm poor. I'm in Africa. I'm in Kenya. Blah blah. My kids don't eat. I don't have like a live out of sight. I'm like, I'm not a charity, even though I want to be. I got baby to feed, all that stuff. But get a job, do something, save money, do it. But you can't tell me, in this day and age, if you have a connection to the internet or at least a phone, you can't make money. And I have the funniest but the truest example. I know your listeners probably have heard of this song that irritates the hell out of me. But if you ever heard the song "Baby Shark,"
I knew he was gonna sing that.
it is the worst thing ever. I think it makes my eye roll back in the sockets. I can't stand it. And look how many views that song has. Do you know how rich the person who created that song is? A day, exactly. Like that guy is a millionaire from YouTube views. If you can make a complete crap like this and make it successful, then you can't tell me you can't be successful or whatever. There are slow ways and there's fast ways. This is one in a million idea, I guess. But if you have time, especially Uncle Sam is helping a little bit with the unemployment, you're sitting on it, and you have time, don't just sit there. Develop skills. Okay, different skills. Real estate investing skills. Now, let's think about it. I have a secret. There's a good company out there. You know what it's called? Tesla. It's a secret, don't tell anyone. It's a good company. If you bought it 2 years ago, you would be a millionaire.
Okay, I took that secret.
I have another thing. What do people do when they are stuck at home, whether government mandated it or not? What do people do?
On their phone,
They
watching TV.
What do they do when they sit at home?
Watch TV.
Exactly. Do you know a company that provides movies
Netflix.
from the morning to night? Netflix. Who knew? If you bought Netflix, I don't care, even 2 weeks after the market crashed, after everyone knows that the market crashed, you would have made 300% on your investment.
Okay, so how do we even get started? How much do we have to put? How do we understand? How do we read? Especially for someone like me who's like very green to this.
I didn't say anything that you need to know crazy. Here's another example. I invested for an example. You just have to read information about stuff, right? It's just like random information about okay, if people are sick, they probably need something to disinfect. I wonder if I can look up on the internet companies that produce sanitizer. Go look up sanitizer companies. See what happened to them from the price of $3 to now $70 or something. That is I don't know, 1,000%. That's common sense. That's not hard. It's not I didn't go and look at bottom lines or anything, right? Here's a good example. I have a ton of these. Dow Jones. If you look up components of Dow Jones, you would find that Boeing, a company that creates engines all over the world, the only company with no competitors, is 10% of the whole Dow Jones. It's 10% of the whole index. There's only 30 companies in Dow Jones, and Boeing is 10%. Now, it's also federal mandated, meaning if something breaks down in the engine or whatever with their fleet, like 747, whatever, the plane, government is going to be on their ass like bees on honey. So they're going to fix it. And so when you see companies like due to pandemic, there's less travel, goes down like crazy. It went down from $390, look it up, $390 to $86. I bought it about 120. It's at 170 right now in like 2 weeks. Once again, when they say, okay, borders are open, that thing is going to skyrocket so hard, and people are like, oh, I didn't know. Same thing with airlines. On top of that, airlines pay you dividends. That's free money. So, I digress. To get started, give me a call. No. So all I gotta do is send you a Robinhood app. It's a online cell phone broker. Okay. That if you sign up for my link, will give you 1 share of 1 stock. Now you pray to God it's a lottery and they give you 1 share of Amazon. I don't think that's gonna happen. They'll probably give you some crap like satellite radio for $7. $7 you didn't have.
Can you send us the link
you
so that I
up.
can include that?
What?
Send us the link for your Robinhood so I can include it in the description. That way, because I want to get started. I know millions of other people probably do too.
I definitely want to get started.
Yeah. You want me to send it right now?
You can send it now, or you can send it after the stream, as long as you remember.
I'll send it later because now I gotta look it up. Anyway, so it's free to start. It's like there's no commission. It's 0 commission, which is why they're kind of like this dark horse, like Netflix was when Blockbuster didn't take them. The Robinhood wanted to get bought. I forgot by who, by Fidelity or someone, and they didn't take them. And they decided, you know what, we're gonna do it on our own, and we're gonna charge people 0 commission. And people are like, what? 0 commission? Let me sign up. So they just boomed, and now every broker starts trying to do the same thing. Oh, come to us because we have also 0 commission, but proven record, blah, blah, blah. But it's too late because they're already taking all the world. Anyway, so there you can look up any stock. But then again, I would not do the silly thing, which is listen to experts. Because experts, by the time they give you advice, are already in. So you need to understand the basic knowledge of technicals, meaning like the basics is you're supposed to buy low and sell high. So if the gold right now is at all-time high, and people are like, oh, let's buy gold, it went up. Too late. You're buying at the freaking top price. And then what's happening is it goes down, and you're like, oh, I don't want to lose all my money, let's sell. And you lost half your money. You buy anything when it goes down, except for it's supposed to go down into a logical area, which you can learn from my company, or from internet if you want. The thing is, and the second part to it is just research, right? Like balanced portfolio and stuff. Good stocks to buy are dividend stocks if their dividend to yield ratio is okay. Is like 1 or more. So when they pay out dividends, you watch what kind of dividends and where they come from. But like it doesn't matter. The stock, like for instance, Delta, I think pays 24% dividends on a quarterly basis. So let's say their stock is, I don't know what like $30, and you bought 1,000 shares. So $20,000. I'm just for example, $20,000 are in there. You get 25 divided by 4. You get like 6%, 7.5% every 3 months from your shares, and then you have an option to redeposit them or just keep them in your bank or whatever. But that's free money that keeps coming in, so it doesn't matter if it went down to 25, you'll still get the dividends at the end of 3 months. And you want to keep those, and you want to take stocks that you bought low when they made at least 5%. It's a good strategy if you're checking it on a daily basis because you want to make money. If you made 5%, sell it and find another company to get it. But if you have time on your hands, the younger you are, the better. But if you have time on your hands and you can wait for it, there's nothing easier. Find a good company. I'll give you another last example. I looked up an interesting thing, which is beach, like renting boats. I was like, okay, let's think about this. When do people rent boats in Miami? Summer. Okay. Let me look up companies that do good with renting boats. I found Malibu boats. Or is it California? I don't know. I'm not good with my geography. Anyway, so I think it was Miami. Anyway, so Malibu boats tanked during pandemic. And I was like, summer's still coming. It's still gonna be hot. I'm gonna buy. I bought it at $25.50 per share. I sold it today at $61.
Wow. When you buy,
I held it for 3 months. I didn't even. It was just logic. Like, it's not anything else. Now, of course, when you buy, you can, without knowledge, you can just buy. But with that logic, right? And if you have time, you're gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. Even if it dips for a little bit, it'll come back. But that's just how you get started.
how many shares do you buy typically?
It varies on the cost of, like how much money you have to invest and on the cost of share. And by the way, my buddy Ryan knows a lot more than me, about stocks. But I typically would not buy a stock if it's under $5. Ever.
Why is that?
Because it's penny stocks, and you need to buy a gazillion, like 1,000, for you to make any money. Because they fluctuate, and most of the companies that have that many shares at that little price go down. And watch Wolf of Wall Street movie. Very, very good. Of how penny stocks scam people all the time. Like normal companies, big companies usually have less shares at a more expensive price. So, that's why Amazon and Facebook and all them, they're so expensive. But if I trade, I usually buy about at least 10 shares. It should be good. So at least 10 shares is okay start. So if you're trying to balance your portfolio too, like you want to have some tax stocks, some whatever, and you can go to different advisors to figure out how to balance it properly. But you don't want to have, if you want a very safe, like barely any, like just hold it and not worry about a bunch of crashes, you can just buy a bunch of banks and typically go with bonds and stuff. So like Bank of America, Chase, or whatever. And you'll have very tiny growth, but you'll have growth. But if you want to do aggressive, you don't want to have in your portfolio of stocks more than like 10% of banks, tops. And mostly you want large caps, mid caps, like companies.
So we have less than 10 minutes left. I would like to talk of how you structure affiliate marketing. How can we make money by doing that?
So first, and this is the most, it's just not just about affiliate marketing, but in any business marketing business, this is the one mistake people do. They get a prospect, hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Check out my product. I made $1 million doing this. You right there, you lost me. Because I know you're A, broke as hell, and you need my business, and B, you're trying to sell me shit. Excuse my language. That's number one mistake people do. Instead of that, you develop a relationship with the person. Ask him how you can help him, how you can provide value. What's the biggest need? What's the biggest problem? How can you solve it? Talk about kids, figure it out. Then say, hey, I'm wondering if you could check something out. I just want you to know, like I think there's something there, and I just made mine, but like I want to know your opinion. Would you look at it for me? Thanks, man. That's it. Then if you got something good, they will definitely go for it. Now with affiliate market, it's a little twist to it, right? So once I got you, so for instance, I'm affiliate marketing with the broker, right? So what that does is they say, hey, if you sign a person up with FX Choice, we're going to give you a percentage of each time they place a trade, a percentage of swap fees, which is a separate thing. It's just like a little, if you hold your trade longer than a day, they charge you a tiny amount. Or a percent if you're more into commissions and no swap fees, we'll charge you, we'll give you 15% of every commission they pay. So you place a trade, you paid $7 commission, and I get 50% of that per trade, every single trade. So that's how they pay me. But I signed you up into my business, right? Into my business, I teach you whatever, and like, hey, look, if you sign up with my broker through my link, I'm going to, because they called me already and said this, I'm going to negotiate, they'll give you 25% bonus just for signing up with me. So you deposit $1,000, you get $250 for free. Boom, there's incentive. So you're already trading with me, I'm already teaching you, why not use my broker? Great. So that's one thing, right? That can help you.
How do you?
The same thing with Robinhood. I just told you about it, what it is. It's an amazing thing, but they give you an incentive, so it's kind of like, hey, I send you the link, you click on it, sign up. You don't do anything different. I'm your friend, you're my friend. We both get a free stock. Why not?
So same thing with like Amazon, but how do you create that relationship with the company in order to get that affiliate?
Well, you don't need much to be just an affiliate, because you just need to sign up with a broker, and then most brokers have the referral links in there. Like with IM, the same network marketing is very similar to it, but there's a ton of businesses out there that do affiliate marketing. So with Amazon, it's you type in affiliate marketing Amazon, and they will give you, let's say you're very good at real estate, and for real estate, I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm not going to pretend. But let's say you need people in your profession need a lot of desks and pens and notepads and I don't know, some kind of legal stuff. So you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to market to my friends who do the same thing, real estate. I'm going to target them, which you set up Amazon ads and all the stuff, to buy from Amazon. And then you set up a website, which these days, if you don't want to do it, there's sites can do it for $5 for you. But you set up a website where you have nothing but links to these different products. And you say, hey, you know what? I know this amazing deal on Amazon, buddy. If you ever want staplers, here, just click on my link. And they'll click on the link, they'll find the website, and they'll find all this stuff. Each time they click, and if they buy from that click, you get money.
Okay.
It involves a lot of like upfront setting up though.
Okay, really quickly, I'm sorry, Renisha, you didn't get to ask your questions, but talk to us about your real estate investing. Is this your first time investing in real estate?
No, I did a couple of times with a crook, but no, it was just this. It's so I have a friend from my wife's former job, and she decided to transition into real estate and flip small properties in Houston here, and and she gave me an amazing offer. Said like, I'll give you 50% of profit. She's working on our second property, so she's using my money to renovate stuff and all that stuff, and then she'll give me 50% of the profit. She is giving me 50% of the profit. So
That's
very small thing.
That's good. Okay. So you're not doing anything yourself. You're not doing any research. You're just handing her money like, here, flip this.
When, Alexis, when?
I know, right? You have
I
no
would,
time.
if I could.
Okay.
Now, once I am in my Bentley somewhere in Hawaii, sitting with my feet up in the air,
Yeah.
maybe I'll think about, because I understand there's tax benefits and all this stuff. So, I have a bunch of friends that do it too. So
The real estate investing.
it's not my thing yet.
Not yet.
Once before we go, it's like with anything, you have to be passionate about the crap that you want to do. Like I am obsessed to the point where I'm afraid sometimes that my wife is going to divorce me. I'm obsessed with markets. I'm literally, I want to know everything, how, who, every day, what moves how. Like I want to milk the market, kind of thing. Like I'm just obsessed with it, and I'm obsessed with educating and helping people too. So like it's my passion to the point where I'm like doing this instead of working on the actual 9 to 5 because they don't care. That's the difference between like success and just doing what everybody else told you to do, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to sum up the whole entire episode, we were talking about different ways to make money, especially online. So we talked about network marketing a little bit, affiliate marketing, which is basically having people purchase things using a link and you get a percentage. We talked about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, forex, stocks. We also even touched a little bit about real estate investing. So there's a lot of things that you can do out here to make some money. Really quickly, Yuri, I want to ask you this. How do you feel about those people? Because I saw a post the other day that was like, don't listen to those people who tell you to quit your 9 to 5 and go after your dreams. How do you feel about that?
That's an amazing question, Alexis. I didn't quit my 9 to 5 today.
Nope.
It partially, I feel like I should, because it's like having a ball and chain. But there is a little problem in United States in particular. If you are in London, by all means do that. If you are in Canada, by all means do that. We are tied to insurance. So let me tell you, I can probably get by with all my streams of income, right? But I make double what I make with my job. And having insurance made me pay $3,000 as opposed to $35,000 for my kid when she was born. It was $35,000. If it wasn't for insurance, I would have had to pay. That's our problem in the United States. That's unsolvable. I don't care who's in office, Democrats, Republicans, and they're not going to solve it because they're in bad with each other. But the thing is, I think it's like for people that's, first of all, for people, like what the question was, that say that they do quit their job or they want them to quit the job.
Mm-hmm.
I say don't.
Don't.
I say do not. Here's why. Before I was successful in forex, I blew in like an insane amount of money, right? An insane amount of money many times, too many times to count, while I was learning. And have I not had my job and been good at it, it would have been a disaster. I would be on the street right now. So it's important to have your job. Not only that, to do it very good, to have the money to fund the passion that you're after. Right? Unless you want to go out and take a loan for the business that you're aspiring to do, that's by all means if that's what you'd want to do. But I think, just like Les Brown said, like, look, you sacrifice something else. This is a security blanket that you have, job, right? Sacrifice sleep. That's what I do. Use as Arnold, which is my first mentor in my life, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he would say, sleep faster. So sleep faster. So just do something. work double if you need to save up some money, and then use that money to fund your passion, get good at a skill, start generating more money than you make at your job, then quit your job and write yourself a check for $1 million and put it on the wall, and then bring it with your resignation later in the smile on your face. That's just my opinion. You don't have to do what I do.
Well, thank you so much, Yuri, for coming and talking to us and dropping us some knowledge. We hope that we can have you and Mr. Ryan back in the future. Rainisha, do you have any last words or any last questions to ask Yuri?
No, I think he's covered it all, man. It's inspiring what we learned today.
Yeah. You see how
it's
smart?
A lot of good information.
And he knows some good stuff, right? So everybody go ahead and make sure you download the Robinhood app using Yuri's link. It will be in the description box. Yeah, I'm not joking because I'm going to sign up too. I'm waiting for you to text it to me.
I want to sign up tonight, Yuri, please.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't take more than 5 minutes. It's easy.
Okay.
And the thing is, you don't have to even fund, like, you just have to put the money, link the bank. You don't have to buy anything. It's just like moving money from one bank to another. And until you're like comfortable buying something, they will still give you a free share. So.
All right, guys, and make sure you don't forget, if you're interested in learning how to trade forex with Yuri, go ahead and send me a DM so that I can get you connected with Yuri. You guys can start like that. All right. Thank you again so much. This episode was wonderful, and we'll see you again on Monday. Bye.
Take care, guys.